I know I have 2 losses. A fighter never think about lose.
He's significantly bigger than anyone you fought before, and he's one of the all-time greats. You're not going to feel apprehensive when you get in that ring against him?
Fear? No.
I will for you, and I'm not even you.
That's cool.
But can you accept he's better than you at anything or not?
No, because he ain't proven it yet.
We're gonna find out September 13th. That's why we are here, to see who's the best.
We're gonna give the fans a show for sure, because it don't take a big punch.
Because we are true fighters.
We are true fighters, but we are
True fighters.
true, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk about the fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. We want to put a great fight.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September, we will have one of the greatest fights ever happen in boxing.
The moment the fight announcement hit the internet, chaos erupted. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford didn't just trend, they exploded across social media. And then came the Piers Morgan interview. What was meant to be a calm, calculated media appearance turned volatile. The 2 men sat across from Morgan, eyes locked in tension, answering questions as cameras rolled. This wasn't just an interview, it was a storm brewing, scheduled the very day their mega fight was set, to be revealed to the world.
2 greats in the last era. It's gonna be big.
What does it do to your 2 legacies?
Sometimes people talk shit a lot, and when they stay in the ring, they do nothing.
You know, a win against Canelo Alvarez put me, on Mount Rushmore.
Started civil brief smiles, respectful nods, but the peace didn't last. Both fighters had agreed not to trash talk, but under the hot lights, that pact crumbled fast. Then Piers dropped the bombshell. Terence, have you ever imagined losing that perfect record to Canelo Alvarez? The air froze. Crawford leaned forward and replied coldly, that thought's never crossed my mind. Because it's not possible, I'm built to win. There's no one in that ring who can touch me. The silence after, deafening.
I am sure. I am sure.
And fist up. That's good. Excellent. Great. Excellent. Wonderful.
That response hit Canelo hard. His expression twisted, then he exploded. Don't disrespect me, idiot, he snapped. I can do something to you no one else has ever done. I was made different. A heavy silence followed, before the conversation stumbled forward. Their September clash looms, but that moment said it all. Even with tensions cooling slightly, Canelo couldn't resist firing back. When asked about Crawford's dangerous skill set, he laughed mockingly, planting seeds of doubt, or was it something deeper?
I don't really care.
Everything is riding on this one moment.
Who's going to win? Really? Are you 100% certain you're going to win? Do you believe you're going to win?
I believe 100% I'm gonna win.
100%?
100%.
Did you kill me with your bare hands?
How old are you?
I'm 60.
Canelo didn't stop there. With fire in his voice, he declared that Crawford brought nothing new to the table. I've faced giants and speed demons, heavy hitters, slick movers, every style there is. Crawford, he's not special. The room tensed, but the hostility didn't end on camera. As the cameras cut, the insults kept flying, murmured threats under their breath. Canelo finally stood, fists clenched, on the verge of throwing punches. Security intervened just in time. But what if they hadn't?
Where you at? Let me see.
Yeah, that's good.
What is it?
Hey, you guys fighting?
No, that's not fighting. Fighting ain't even in the definition of boxing. What is boxing?
In the aftermath, Canelo took to social media, dropping a simple but searing message: he's a great fighter, but he's not Canelo. That line sent shockwaves across the boxing world. It wasn't just confidence, it was a warning. This won't be just a fight. Crawford, on the other hand, faces a brutal challenge. He must jump up to full weight classes to meet Canelo. He's shown incredible adaptability before, but the question remains, will the extra weight slow him down when it matters most?
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, but largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud, good luck on September 12th.
Terence Crawford isn't backing down. He sees this as his legacy-defining moment, the ultimate test. Now boxing fans across the globe hold their breath. The long-awaited showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is finally real. On September 13th, the lights of Las Vegas will burn brighter than ever as the two champions collide. Netflix will stream it live. The countdown has begun. The question is, when that bell rings, who truly walks out of the fire? And they're calling it the Summit Showdown for a reason. Two titans of the pound-for-pound world are preparing for a collision that could rewrite boxing history. Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed king at super middleweight, with belts spanning from 154 to 175 pounds, will defend his throne against the undefeated four-division legend, Terence Crawford. For this war, Crawford will leap to weight classes, a daring move for a shot at immortality. The venue, not yet confirmed, but Allegiant Stadium, the 71,835-seat home of the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders, is the freightrunner. Though it's complicated, a college football game is scheduled for that date, but whispers say a major reshuffle is in motion.
And what about moving up in divisions for Terence Crawford and Canelo? Are you concerned about that? I know you're not a big fan of fighters moving up.
I don't know. I mean, these are two guys that have accomplished a lot. You know, it's one of what you would call a super fight.
Absolutely.
And I do super fights, so.
Who do you feel wins?
I don't know. I don't know.
Will you be at attendance? Will you be there?
Probably. More than likely, yes.
Tina, is this going to be your first fight with TKO? There's a lot of rumors. Turkey said the other day.
If Allegiant falls through, there's another battleground waiting. The T-Mobile Arena, home to some of Canelo's biggest nights, and where Crawford dismantled Errol Spence Jr. in 2023, is locked in as a backup. But this is bigger than venue talk. This event is being staged by Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season, in collaboration with UFC boss and Trump ally Dana White, and Saudi entertainment titan Turkey alum. It marks White's first official leap into boxing, a power move that signals Saudi Arabia's growing control over the sport's elite. On September 13th, two legends will step into the ring. The world won't just watch, it will stand still.
Could potentially be the first one.
What?
Crawford versus Canelo.
Well, listen, my model's way different. Turkey has things that he's obligated to over the next 18 months. I want to break the sport down and build it from the ground up like we did the UFC. So I'm on a different path.
What's something that would surprise the boxing fans with this new deal? You're coming in hot. Turkey says he wants to crush the competition. How do you
Dana White, Al-Alshi, and Sella are promising nothing short of a spectacle, an unforgettable global event broadcast live on Netflix. Crawford enters with a perfect 41-0 record and 31 knockouts. He's the only man in the four-belt era to become undisputed in two weight classes, 140 and 147 pounds. In August, he outclassed Israel Madrimov to claim the WBA junior middleweight title, making Tuesday's fight confirmation feel like something out of a dream. Now, he steps up to 168 pounds to challenge Canelo. "My record speaks for itself," Crawford declared. "I'm the best in the world. September 13th, I'll prove it again on the grandest stage of all."
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. He does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power. But all those guys that you name is not as skillful as
Canelo Alvarez, 62 wins, 39 knockouts, is coming off a lopsided but uninspired victory over William Skull in May. That bout was part of his colossal $400 million deal with Riyadh season. But there's a twist. The agreement allowed for one fight to be staged outside of Saudi Arabia. Canelo chose Las Vegas as home turf, where the crowds roar louder and the spotlight burns hotter. "I'm thrilled to make history again," he said, grinning. And this time, he's doing it under the Saudi banner, but in the city where his legend was born. One fight, one night, to remind the world who still runs boxing.
I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo though?
A tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be
Terence. Crawford was ringside for the skull fight, watching, analyzing, waiting. That night, in the middle of the ring, the long-rumored September clash was finally teased. And while questions swirl about age, Canelo turns 35 next month. Crawford hits 38 in September. The buzz refuses to fade. Dana White is in Turkey, wants to deliver the biggest fights in boxing, and this is perfect, he said. White is launching a boxing brand under the UFC's TKO umbrella, and for his first ever event, Canelo versus Crawford. "Are you kidding me?" he shouted. "This is once." The three-city press tour begins June 20th in Riyadh, hits New York on the 22nd. and ends in Las Vegas on the 27th.
Seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Go to decision.
Both fighters, despite their greatness, have recently shown signs of vulnerability. Canelo cruised but lacked his usual fire against Skull Crawford. Meanwhile, had to dig deep late to overcome Madrimov, but none of that lessens the stakes. A victory for Alvarez could permanently seal his legacy as the face of his era. But if Crawford pulls off the upset, he may go down as the most adaptable fighter boxing has ever seen. The hype is real, and one man in particular isn't shy about the scale of what's coming.
So Oscar, you're not feeling Canelo Crawford? You're not feeling Canelo Crawford?
I like it. I actually like the fight. I like the fight. I'm just saying, like, you know, reality is both guys are 38 years old. I mean, or 35, 38. But I like the fight.
In a candid moment with Brian Mazik, the Golden Boy didn't hold back. He believes Canelo Alvarez will overpower the 37-year-old switch hitter this September, and it all comes down to size. If Crawford can do it, he said, then by all means, crown him the greatest ever. But I just don't see it. Canelo hits hard, and while some say he moves slowly on quicksand, Crawford's bursts of speed might not be enough. Canelo's gonna put 200 pounds of pressure in that ring, he warned. If Crawford pulls this off, he's the messiah of boxing. But to do that, the Omaha native must pass the hardest test of his entire career.
Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, Fact Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford.
Anticipation builds for the September 13th showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Another legend has entered the conversation, Roy Jones Jr., while speaking at the International Boxing Hall of Fame ceremony in Canastota, New York. Jones offered insight that cuts to the core of the fight. It depends on what kind of fight Canelo brings, he said bluntly. That one variable, Jones explained, could tip the entire bout. If Canelo imposes the wrong rhythm, Crawford's strengths take over. The former champ's message is clear. This isn't just about power or speed, it's about choosing the perfect style and executing it under fire.
Sorry, we'd be wrong, Roy, to not ask you. It's a hot topic right now, just switching gears. Bud, Canelo, you know, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. He comes out fights the right.
Canelo's recent win over William Skull raised more questions than answers, though he won by unanimous decision. The Mexican star looked uncomfortable. Skull's constant movement left Canelo whiffing, rarely landing clean shots. And now, with Crawford's switch-hitting speed on the horizon, concerns are growing. If Canelo uses that same slow-burn strategy, he might struggle to land anything meaningful. But if he presses with power and aggression, he could turn the tide. As the date creeps closer, fans remain split. Roy Jones Jr.'s comments ring louder than ever in boxing. Timing and tactics separate legends from myths.
Because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54 when he fought Madrimov in his last fight showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level, 168, is going to make it.
Do you have your feet?
What's been going on, Terence? Talk to us for a little bit.
I got somewhere to go, man.
Yeah.
I gotta do something.
We follow you for just the time being?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys supposed to do interviews over there?
Yep. Terence, I like the way
Don't talk to him.
Mario, don't I got an interview with you?
They haven't told me that. I would love to have an interview. I haven't had an interview with you, a proper interview, in a year and a half.
What's up, man? What you
What's
got?
up, bro?
Don't get the cold, man.
Yeah.
Canelo. Alvarez's path to victory may depend entirely on whether he can adjust to Crawford's elusive style. Meanwhile, Crawford's ability to adapt to Canelo's strength and weight could be his defining challenge. What unfolds on fight night will be more than a contest, it will be a tactical war. Abel Sanchez, the man who prepared Gennady Golovkin for 2 legendary fights against Canelo, weighed in. "I think it's a ridiculous fight," he said bluntly. "Crawford's too small. At first, yeah, his speed will shine, but just like when Golovkin fought Kelbrook, once Canelo gets going, it's punishment. I see this ending somewhere between rounds 9 and 12.
Move up to 154. How much stronger are you feeling? How much better are you feeling at 54?
I feel great. I feel strong. I feel motivated. You know, I'm just ready to go out here and do my thing.
Yeah. Terence, tell us about that back and forth with Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah, you look a little heated there.
I ain't heated.
No?
Eddie just be throwing rocks and just saying anything that comes to his mind to make himself sound, I don't know.
And some fans still hold hope, but not everyone shares the optimism. I could understand if Crawford was fighting someone else, one boxing analyst said. But this is Canelo. He's the GOAT. The expert broke it down further. Crawford can't afford to take clean hits the way he sometimes does. Yes, he gets touched, everyone does, but you can't get touched by Canelo. There was a pause, then a warning. Canelo doesn't just hit hard, he hits unexpectedly, and that's dangerous. The message was simple: against anyone else, maybe, but against Canelo Alvarez, it's a different beast altogether.